Alright, considering I recently passed 250 extremes with Axiom Asterism, what I thought we'd do today is rank them all, because it could be fun, why not? This is purely based on how I feel about the levels now, so what I said at the time I beat the level might be slightly different. I haven't done any kind of gameplay, decoration, song, weighted average type of thing. This is just purely my own purely subjective opinion on how I feel about the level. As I say, it might differ from what I said at the time, but this is how I now feel about the level now. I probably won't be taking into account any updates that came out since I beat the level, because I haven't played that update. But with that out of the way, let's get started. Coming in at 250, to no one's surprise, is Kinos. Well, I did actually have fun learning the level and getting runs on it. As soon as I played from zero, that just completely disappeared. The pre-drop is nearly 30 seconds of pretty much free gameplay, apart from either it bugging out or just a random choke point. Then the first two waves are over half the level's difficulty. Not to mention the absolute litany of bugs complete throughout the whole level, which are completely inexcusable. All combined, it just made for an absolutely abhorrent experience. Next up is Congregation. And this is one of the reasons I didn't want to do a weighted average, is because I think Kinos' song and decoration are better, but the gameplay in Kinos is so much worse, and I had such a worse time that it's below. And if I did a weighted average, this spot would be Kinos instead, but obviously that's not my least favorite. But anyway, on to Congregation. This level is just extremely boring, also incredibly overrated in terms of difficulty. I also think it's ridiculous just how little variation the gameplay is, which is obviously culminated with the robot being the same part twice, except the second half of it is just its gravity's reversed. I also didn't get the sense of atmosphere that other people got in this level, so it doesn't redeem itself there either. Up next, we have Crackhead Circles. What is there to like about this level? A similar balancing to Kinos in that the pre-drop is free and then the hardest part is immediately after, which made it very boring. The song is the worst song I've ever heard in a GD level, and the decoration is so bright that it's hard to look at. Up next, we have Alter Descent. If you're going to make a remake of such a good level, try not to make nearly every part worse. Not only that, nearly every part actually bad. That's why this level is this low. It's just such a disappointing level. The decoration does improve in most things, but also some parts have such poor contrast that it's hard to differentiate what's the gameplay and what's just the other deco. It does improve one or two parts, but for the most part, it's just so bad. Up next, we have Glide. While a lot of people like this, I did not. I just found pretty much every part of the gameplay either really awkward, i.e. the drop, or annoying, like the pre and post drop. Doesn't also help that all the spikes in the pre-drop are fixed hitboxes because of how they're decorated. Next, I was surprised I disliked this level as much as I did, is Eternal Moment. The gameplay really didn't click with me at all. I found it extremely awkward, especially in the ending, which made me kind of really stressed throughout playing it because I knew I'd get a bunch of annoying ending deaths. I wish I liked this level more, but I just really couldn't. Next, we have Hyper Paradox. This is just Hyper Paracosm, but worse. They removed the fun part of Hyper Paracosm's wave and replaced it with some other stuff. They kept the unfun part. The desynced jewel is stupid, and they changed the ending, and the ending was the best part of Hyper Paracosm. I love the ending in that, especially the ball, when they completely changed the ball. Also just made some other random annoying changes as well. Next, we have Generic Wave. This is Sonic Wave, but the wave gameplay is just kind of a lot more weird, especially in the second wave. I found the second wave's gameplay to be so awkward and strange and weird that like the first wave parts aren't as bad, but it was completely tanked by the second wave. Next, we have Hypersonic, and this was the first Extreme Demon that I really hated. That is still extreme. I didn't like ICDX, but that's insane now. Hypersonic, I just found to be very poorly playtested, and a lot of the jewels were also very strange. Which is a shame, because I like all the other Sonic series levels. Next, we have the Hard Erebus. This level, the gameplay didn't click with me at all, and that was further exacerbated by the balancing. The beginning is really tedious, and then the build-up is just really, really hard. And then there's the dark part, and the jewel is just really annoying. I've always hated visual obstructions. Easily my least favorite of the RGB, and the only one that I don't actually like. 240, we have Kuzaretta. Well, this does have fun base gameplay. There's a lot of weird choke points and really bad playtesting things in this as well. This has been updated, and I think a lot of them were fixed, which is good, but as I said, that's not the version I played. Up next we have Project Alter, a level that was intended to be built the way it was, which unfortunately is a way that I and many other people find to be extremely awkward and unfun. It's just weird choke points, and the pre and post drop gameplay is completely, so again, awkward. It doesn't help that the last clicks are also blind, which is just really, really annoying. Next we have Reanimate, a level that I didn't think I'd dislike as much as I would, but unfortunately, again, it comes down to playtesting and balancing. The pre-drop was extremely tedious, and then a lot of the rest of the level was just poorly playtested. I found bugs that other people that did like this level never saw, which I think does explain why I disliked it, which is a shame because it does intensity really well. The second drop's intensity is so cool, but it's just brought down by the fact that it's just so buggy. Next we have Acropolix. This one is just kind of boring. It's just mainly either the parts are really hard, i.e. the beginning and the ship, or they're just completely free. Doesn't help that there's a 2.5 second wait before you actually do anything, and the last wave spam as well. Next we have Citra. This, again, the gameplay just didn't click with me. It's cool to watch, but to play, not at all. It was the shortest extreme when I beat it, which is cool. There definitely were some 2.2 things that are fixed now that brought it down a bit, but it definitely wasn't the main source of why I didn't enjoy it. Next we have Sonic Wave Rebirth. This is just Sonic Wave, but buggy and ugly. I cannot understand why this was rated at all, let alone rated epic. Next we have Auditory Breaker. If I beat this at another time, I think I would have enjoyed this a lot more because I do like Sonic Wave's base gameplay, but I beat this coming right from playing Sonic Wave and Sonic Wave Rebirth, so by the time I got to it, I was just completely fed up with it. Next we have Friday Vortex. I was already negatively biased against this because the song's awful. It took me so long to slow down Arctic Lights to the correct slowdown so that I could just listen to that instead of the lyrics over it as well. Having to spend that much time on the song was a pain, and then the gameplay is also just not that good. Kind of awkward and a lot of wall spikes. So many wall spikes. Next we have Error Bus, and somehow everyone knows what one you're talking about when you say it like that. This level could have been really fun because it's just nerfed and balanced Erebus, except for the fact that all the ship parts were buffed for some inexplicable reason. Like, why do that? I also don't like the fact that the memory was changed, but that is not the main reason I dislike this. Next we have Prismatic Haze. While a lot of people like this, I'm not one of them. I found it to be extremely awkward and not well playtested at all. The ending, which most people dislike, was actually my favourite part, and I do actually think fondly of the ending, except for the hard last clicks. Like, come on, don't do hard last clicks. Next we have The Ultimate Demon. This level looks cool, but is really not well made at all. It's not well balanced. The transitions are not good either, and there's some bugs as well. I also don't like limbo keys, especially when the transition out the limbo keys is bugged. Next we have the Hallucination. While originally this would have been lower, the wave parts are just so cool to look at and do. It does bring it up. But unfortunately, the wave parts aren't the difficult in this level because somehow you managed to make a ship carried 9 circles demon, which is insane. Playing this from zero was so unfun. Not to mention, the ships are both hard, and the transition into the second one is completely blind and so bad. If the pre-drop was nerfed, this would be so much higher. Next we have Nelv. Cool to look at, awful to play. The whole level is completely riddled with bugs, and the beginning is so boring and tedious to sit through. Next we have Innards. Playing from zero on this is pretty much trying to do 30 to 100 with an extremely long respawn time, which is why this is this low. The drop gameplay onwards is pretty decent, and I do think I would have liked it a bit if not for the pre-drop being so boring. Next we have Voltaic. I think this was brought down by the fact that I just could not remember how to do this level at all. Like, this was brought down by my absolutely abhorrent learning ability, to the point where I just felt really bad while playing the level. Playing the level made me feel really bad, and hence I don't like it. There are a lot of cool things in this level. Up next is Kingslayer, another level that I do think is better through an update, but when I played it, nah, it was just kind of a lot choke pointy and annoying. That's how I remember it, at least. I did get lucky barely dying to the second half, which was really nice, but it didn't offset the first half's weirdness. And also the fact that I don't like the song, again, is annoying. Next we have Red World, a level that shouldn't be on this list because it shouldn't be Extreme Demon. The only reason it is because the last ship is ridiculously hard, and hence why I found it annoying because I died there so many times. Next we have Breakout. An update has been made for this, but it couldn't be given to serve and the level updated. The update, I do think, fixes all of the problems I had with this level, but unfortunately, that's not the level I played and the level that's on the servers. The level that is on the servers is extremely buggy and dumb choke points. Like, what the hell is that wave at 60? If the level didn't bug out, I would have beaten it so much faster as well, which is really frustrating. Next is Tornado. A very disappointing. The playtesting made this level really annoying, and again, I do not like the song in this at all. While some of the base gameplay is fun, as I say, the playtesting made that not come through at all. Next is Spatial Rend, a really cool level, and one that I'm really glad I beat, but it was such a pain to play. It's, again, old, really old level, so the playtesting is just not what I'm used to now, which brought it down a lot. Also, the chip parts at 25 and 50 are just so much of the difficulty. It's ridiculous. Next we have EXO, which is a shame that it's this low, because 41 to 100, I really love 41 to 100 on this level, for the most part, besides the sync part. It's really fun to do, but it's brought down so much by everything before it. Before it is just choke pointy, mainly 3%. 3% such a pain, because it's basically the first input, except it's not. You've got to do some extremely free, boring things before it. And there's a few other choke points in the pre-drop. The drops, for the most part, is fine. And then the sync part, again. The sync parts in this level don't sync, which is the fundamental thing to do in a sync part. Next is Snowfall Storm. I feel like I might have liked this level more at the time, but I don't remember this level fondly at all. I remember the drop being kind of awkward and weird, and the pre-drop, again, just being kind of annoying because of its difficulty. You don't want an unfun drop in a Black Blizzard type level. Next we have Forbidden Isle. For some reason, I couldn't do the spams in this level, which was weird, because like they're not fast for me and they're not fast really at all, but for some reason I just couldn't do them, and that made me really frustrated. Also, doesn't help that the pre-drop has a few just random choke points in it. Next up is Rigel, or as it's actually pronounced, Rigel, but I call it Rigel. This I just found to be extremely awkward, just so awkward. Also, the ending of this level is very weird. I do not like the ending of it at all, and fluking it is very appreciated. And with that, we're out of the levels that I actually dislike. Up now are the levels that I just feel are kind of average. First one of those is Sunburn. Again, it's kind of average. Some of the gameplay's fun sometimes, but the ship in the drop is just not that fun to play. The pre-drop's also really annoying, mainly because of the spikes having fixed hitboxes because of the decoration of them. Up next is Cyberstorm. Alright click patterns, but also awkward at times. I don't have much to say about either of these two levels, so much so that was pretty much the title of those levels. Next up is Diligence, which is a shame that it's the lowest of the Ocular Miracle trilogy, because it has the best part of the song. The gameplay in this is fun, but I was again frustrated by just how learny this level is. I've found memory levels easier to learn and do than this level, which is ridiculous because this isn't a memory level. There were also some playtesting things that weren't the best either. Up next is Boo. Pretty fun level, but the pre-drop's kind of boring and annoying, and there's a few random clicks throughout that are hard that shouldn't be. Up next is Dora Dura. This level, again, shouldn't be on this list. This should be an Insane Demon. This plays like an Insane Demon with random choke points. This would be an extremely fun Insane Demon, but because of the choke points, it's a really kind of okay extreme. Up next is Azurite. This level is what I think of when I think of an average level. The gameplay's fine, the deco's fine, it's nothing special. This has been updated to fix a few of the transitions that I didn't like, which I do think might bump this up into liking, but as I say, that's not the version of the level I played. Up next is Just Dance, a level that I think is so average, I pretty much sacrificed a video for it to be an announcement video. Next up is Necropolis. Definitely an improvement from Necropolis, but still, it's just solid, but I wouldn't recommend it if you are interested in it. It's a level that is okay to do, but can be frustrating at times as well. Up next we have Astral Divinity. A cool level to look at, but also the decoration of each part in this level is so disconnected from each other. It feels like a portfolio of decoration rather than a complete coherent level. It also did get kind of annoying to play because of the pre-drop and drop transition. Up next is Quantum Processing. Again, like it's just harder blast processing. Blast processing is fine, but its gameplay doesn't work that well for an extreme demon, especially the UFO at 60. That was really annoying in this. It also just got kind of boring from zero. Next we have Awakening Horus. I found this level to be kind of frustrating at times. I just found the drop gameplay to be fun sometimes, but all of the deaths to it felt really weird and like they shouldn't be deaths in the drop, and the pre-drop's kind of whatever. Next we have Renovant. This got boring mainly because of the ship's transition being pretty much completely blind, and the fact that it's pretty much ignoring the 3 spike jumps which are really, really free, just wait to start actually playing the level. You cannot make the player wait that long to start the level. It is just boring. Now we cross over into levels that I actually like, and the first of which is Sakupin Hell. I just got so consistent at this level that it ended up being fun. I had over 15 last wave deaths, and all but one of those were on the day that I beat it. Like, of course, if I'm that consistent, I'm gonna find it fun. But it doesn't get that high because obviously, like, the last wave is just the second wave. Next we have Rubicash 22. I think this is just brought down because I cannot think of this fondly because of the pressure I felt preparing for this for the GD World Tournament. I also did find that playing from zero just got really, really annoying, like surprisingly annoying. I do like the gameplay in this level. I think it's cool and fun, but for some reason I just got so frustrated at pretty much every death from zero. I don't know why, but I did. Also, the last few clicks of this level are stupidly hard. I don't like hard ending clicks. Next is Freedom Await, a level that would be really fun if it worked. This level is the buggiest level, I think, besides Kino's. The playtesting in this level is just non-existent and it's so annoying. Next we have Keres, my favorite of the Erebus levels, but it's just brought down so much by the beginning. The rest of the level's fun, but getting past 12 is such a nuisance that it gets so frustrating to play from zero so quickly. And with that, we're out of the bottom 50 and into the top 200, starting with 80X. This level is fine, but it's nothing special. I don't have many thoughts on it, honestly. It's just, I remember it as being a decently fun level. Next up we have Zettabyte. This level has some fun base gameplay, but was also really frustrating to the point that it was brought down a lot. Next up is the Ultimate Phase. This is mainly brought down by Zobros' part. I think if I went for it with my skill now, I'd find it pretty enjoyable, but I'm not, so I remember Zobros' part to be really annoying. Next we have Red World Rebirth. Nerfs the last ship from Red World, which is nice and does do a pretty good job overall of balancing it. I did beat it again right after Red World, so I was a bit sick of it, and the first two ball clicks are quite annoying as well. Next up is Artificial Dream. This level, pretty fun. But there was the pre-drop I remember being a bit annoying. Pretty cool though, and a kind of a classic Extreme Demon. It is nice to beat. Up next is Hot Rod. This level, when I went for it, did have some really weird choke points, like clicks that didn't make sense to be choke points. But when this level got fixed for 2.2, I'm pretty sure they were removed and is probably quite fun now. I also don't like the song. I find it really hard to rank levels highly when I do not like the song at all. Besides those choke points though, it was a pretty fun level to do, so I'm sure it's really fun now. Up next we have Proteus. This level, I can't think of that fondly because I just beat it so fast. This is one of the most skill-based levels that I've ever played, and there are some issues in the pre-drop. The pre-drop's kind of irritating, and there's some random choke points throughout as well. Besides that though, the gameplay is relatively enjoyable. Up next is Azurite, the 9 Circles level. This level is pretty odd, but pretty cool and fun as well. I do remember the pre-drop being a bit annoying and the way of having some strange clicks, but as a whole, I did quite enjoy it. Up next is Tartarus. For those of you who know about how unlucky I got with Tartarus, it's surprising that it's this high, but I do actually like Tartarus. Most of the gameplay in it is fun, and it is really cool to do. But of course, the fixed hitbox straight flies aren't good, and the pre-drop can be a bit boring and annoying sometimes. Up next is Zodiac, one of the most important levels, because obviously I jumped to it from Bloodbath, but I can't say that I like it that much. It could be really fun, and it is fun at times, but the balancing and choke points in this level bring it down so much. Next we have Volume. Pretty fun level, but random impossible wave in the middle of it for some reason. Again, I beat this really fast, so I don't have too many thoughts on it. Up next is Faith. I thought this level was quite fun, but again, the learniness and the playtesting did bring it down a bit. Also, I think this uses the worst part of the Ocular Miracles song. Up next, we have Meltdown. A lot of these levels are levels that I've just beaten really fast and don't have many thoughts on it, so I don't think of them that fondly. This level, again, it's fine. It's pretty fun, but the balancing in this could be a lot better. Well, next we have Helios. This is a really good level, but the gameplay just isn't for me, so I don't like it as much as many other people do. It's just simply not my style of gameplay, but it's really well made and really good song, so I do like it as a whole. It's just not for me. Next we have Precipitant. This is the epitome of I just beat this so fast I don't have any thoughts on it because I fluked it from 19. Up next is Chromatic Haze. I do think this is better than Prismatic and I do actually like it, but it still does suffer from just some of the awkwardness and playtesting things that Prismatic suffered from, especially that jewel. I do not like that jewel. Next we have Karasu. This level's just, I like it because it's silly. Like, it's just kind of rejected Yada parts or Well, some of them are rejected Yatta parts. A lot of them are also new. It's just silly. It's silly and funny, and I love Yatta so much that I'm going to like this level. Up next is Miseretta. This level I do like, but there are some awkward things and some bad playtesting that bring it down. I only like this because it is as easy as it is. I also get annoyed at the name not being a real word, and also the lyrics right before the drop are just completely incorrect, which is funny. The gameplay in this is fun though, so I do like it as a whole. And obviously, great song. Up next is Roby, one of the only extremes I've ever been able to beat without sleeping in a day. This level is a pretty fun, skill-based level, but again, I beat it so fast that I can't think that much of it. Next up is Hatred. This is a really cool timing level that is brought down by the fact that unfortunately the first ball is stupidly hard. I do think that 2.2, due to some of the 2.2 physics changes, the first ball isn't as hard now. So I think if I went for this now, I would enjoy it, but as I say, I didn't go for it now. Up next is Misty Mountains. This level has fallen a lot as I've beaten more and more levels. I really liked this at the time, but the more I think of it, the more I just cannot excuse the 5 seconds of nothing at the beginning. You just cannot do that. You cannot make the player wait that long before doing anything, especially in an extreme demon. I didn't mind the rest of the level, even the rest of the pre-drop, but doesn't matter when it takes ages to get there. Up next is Lost Love. Pretty cool level. Memory. A lot of people really love this level, and I just thought it was pretty decent. First memory level on the list. Not the only one, because right up next is another one with Requiem. Level is cool, but the choke points in this level bring it down so much. Unlike Killbot's last UFO, the last UFO just feels like a screw you to the player rather than a nerve test. I do think this level could be made really fun if it was balanced. Up next is Dark Odyssey. Really fun for the most part, but the beginning of the level is really boring, and then I do not like the first drop part. The gimmicks there are just so annoying and frustrating, and combined with how long it took to get there, really brought down the rest of the level. Up next we have Phobos. While definitely not the best made, I did enjoy playing it. I found the gameplay to be fun. There are some definitely inexcusable things though, like what the hell is that line doing there, man? So we have I Hate Ren. Pretty cool level, but I got annoyed at some of the waves, and considering how long it took to got to them, I can't put this much higher. It is a cool level though, and I do like it. Next we have Down Bass. Pretty fun for the most part, although some of the wave decisions are a bit annoying and odd, and again, I don't like the song. Up next is Heartbeat. I got frustrated at playing from zero on this. I remember the ball onwards fondly, but I don't remember things before it to be that good. Now we have Poltergeist Reborn. A lot of fun gameplay in this, but I did struggle more than I felt I should, which did bring it down a bit. Also, I do not like that memory thing at the end of the wave. It's really irritating. Up next we have my favourite of the Ocular Miracle trilogy, Reverie. This level is pretty cool. I do like it. But again, Ocular Miracle playtesting, and it got kind of annoying from zero as well. Next, we have Troll level. I don't have much to say about this level. It's a fun memory level, but it does have its annoying things, and the gameplay isn't, the most extremely fun thing ever. It's just pretty enjoyable. Next, we have the Flawless. This level is fine. It's got some definitely weird things, but I like hearing the Yatta song again, and it's so skill-based that I will enjoy it. I like most things that are pretty skill-based. Up next is Hard Machine. I do like this level as a whole, but the choke points in this level do bring it down from how fun it could be. They are ridiculous. It is a really cool level though. Having it done is really cool. Next is Dupe. This level, pretty fun for the most part, but there were a few transitions that I didn't like particularly, and the last jewel I found to be a bit annoying. Next up is Arctic Arena, a really cool old level related to Spatial Rend as well. And because of how much easier it is than Spatial Rend, it can get away with a lot more than Spatial Rend did. Up next we have Decay, a really cool level. Kiwi Penguin does make really cool levels, but I found the beginning ball to be kind of boring, which was really unfortunate. Speaking of boring, we have Dolos. It is cool and fun at times. Like, I do really like the drop part, but pre-drop does prevent this. It's so slow. Next we have Hateful Reflection, a really cool 9 Circles level. Was quite unknown until the GDDP put it on itself, but I've always had interest in it even before then, and it is rather fun. There were a few wave things that I did find kind of annoying that did bring it down a bit. Up next is a Thanatos, a level that I always had in my mind as a level that you've got to beat. And for the most part, this level is really fun, but there are a couple of transitions that really tank this level because they're just pretty much completely random. Next is The Lost Existence. Thankfully, I found one of the major choke points in this level to be not that bad at all, so unlike a lot of people, I was able to get quite a bit of enjoyment out of this. It does still get a bit boring from 0 though, so it can't go too high. Up next is Cat Planet. Pretty fun, but has some weird things like Sakupan circles and some visual obstruction that I wasn't a big fan of. Up next is Killbot. Pretty fun for the most part, but I found the first section after the main drop part, you know, right after all the block and orb mess, I found that part to be really inconsistent and annoying, so it brought it down a bit. I do quite like the ending, it's really intense and cool. Up next we have Abandoned Planet. This level has no right to be as high as it is, because it's not balanced well. The pre-drop should be boring, but I didn't find the balancing to be too bad, nor did the pre-drop bore me, so I did just find it to be pretty decent. Up next we have Corrosion. This is a really cool level, but there are some weird choke points that bring it down, and the pre-drop does make it a bit of a struggle to play from 0 for long periods of time. On the pre-drop bringing down streak, because up next we have La Llorona again. Fun drop part, but the pre-drop is tedious. I did also find some of the drop parts to be a bit awkward. Next is New Record. This could be so fun if it was play tested well, but it's really not. The invisible anti-cheat kills you when you've done the clicks correctly, and other things just bug out and break. This level has so many parts that could be so much fun. And it does still have a lot of parts that are so much fun, but if this was play tested properly, it would be so high. Up next we have Penombre. This level is pretty decent. There were some annoying things in the drop that I didn't like too much, which brings it down a bit, but it is pretty fun. Up next, we have Cerebral Hemorrhage, again, a level brought down by my lack of learning ability. This level I found to be really fun once I could do it, but it took a ridiculously long amount of time for me to be able to do it. Up next is Ithacropolis. This level is just so silly that I can't help but like it. And a lot of the gameplay in it is fun. There are definitely gameplay aspects that I don't like in it, which is why it's not much higher, but for the most part, I do think of this level fondly. Up next is Sonic Wave. It's just a pretty fun level, honestly. And unlike most people, I did not find the ball to be that difficult, so it really didn't make the playing from 0 experience that bad at all. So I just was able to have a pretty good time with this level. Now we're into the top 150, starting with Zyrocarpi. This level is fun for the most part, but it is definitely not without its flaws. There is a 2.2 bug in the first wave, which got really annoying because to avoid it was quite awkward. The first duel was a big pain. Some of the blind clicks later on in the level were definitely very annoying, and as a whole it's just not as fun as Zyrocarpi was, so it's just not going to be as high as that was. Now we have Aronia. This level is super fun and satisfying click patterns, but is brought down by the fact that A, the beginning part's quite boring and then right after is a really hard part, and B, the drop duel's just ridiculously hard. Even those parts are fun, but because of the balancing associated with them, it does get a bit of a pain to play. Next up we have Karkano. While this level was pretty badly impacted by 2.2, I beat this in 2.1 where it was quite enjoyable. I beat this very quickly, and honestly, very quickly from 0, so I don't have too much memory of it. I just remembered that it was pretty fun cognition type level. Next up we have Arctic Lights. I did actually enjoy this quite a bit. There are some balancing issues, mainly the kind of second quarter of the wave being as hard and has some awkward things in it, did bring it down a bit. And the amount of wall spikes can get annoying sometimes, but as a whole, this level kind of fun. Up next is Stalemate Redux, a great remake of Stalemate. Unfortunately, the pre-drop can become a bit of a drag, being as kind of slow paced as it is. I do really like the intensity in the drop, but the transition into it could be a bit better. Up next we have Zyrocarpi. I do remember this level to be pretty fun, although the ship part is not the best. And then that blind cube towards the end, despite the fact that I fluked it, I really did not like that. That was very stressful knowing that that existed, which those things combined did bring down the level a bit. Up next is Anoxism. While this definitely does have fun base gameplay, the moving object ships are really annoying in this. I'm unusual in thinking that this is harder than Paroxysm, which didn't really impact my opinion on this, but it is worth mentioning. I also didn't like how much learnier it was compared to Paroxysm. That was one of the things I really liked, so discarding that did leave me with a bit of a negative impression. Up next is Minus Dry. I honestly didn't have the best experience with this, but as a level, I think it's really cool. The end of the pre-drop is really horrific, which is what brought my enjoyment down, but I do, as a whole, actually quite like the level. Up next is Allegiance. Pretty fun and very iconic extreme demon, although the pre-drop being as long as it is a bit of a drag. Also some random choke points in it that made it a bit of a pain. Also the other level that I beat without sleeping, although unlike Roby, which took only about the length of an average session, this took most of the day. Up next is Skytech. While most of the gameplay is fun, the playtesting in the beginning few sections made this such a pain from zero because all the badly playtested things are right at the beginning. And the last jump could do with being easier. But as a whole, I did enjoy this. Up next is Clarity. Again, fun for the most part, although the first coin being as specific as it is made it playing from zero a pain. Also, I really do not like this song at all. However, that being said, the level does work really well with the song to make a really cool transition into the last jewel. I really do like that transition despite me not liking the jewel either. Up next is Low Def. For some reason, I didn't decide to wait for this to be fixed for 2.2, so I had to deal with a really annoying bug about 2/3 of the way through the level, which, knowing how long this level is, was a pain. I do think the rest of the gameplay in this level is quite fun though, and I do like it as a whole. Really should have waited. So the only time I've had to rebeat an extreme because I was an idiot with Shadowplay and clicked the wrong keybind and disabled recording instead of clipping it. That was also annoying. Up next is Paroxysm, although definitely very choke pointy because of how much above the skill level I am of this level. I was able to be consistent with a lot of the choke points, so as a result, it was rather fun from zero. Next we have Devil Vortex. What brought this down for me is not the stupid ending, although the ending is really stupid, nor the middle, it's actually the beginning. The pre-drop is really free apart from bad transitions, which just made this a real pain. Next we have Barbaros Finale. Just extremely skill-based again, which just made it rather fun despite the fact that this level is pretty stupid. Next we have Ragnarok. I do think this level is really, really cool, except for the fact that Enlex's part being as it is made it such a pain to play from zero, especially considering how unlucky I got. Also beat this before the indicator was added for the last clicks, which made it so annoying as well. I do not like blind things. Up next is Glisten. Really fun and satisfying gameplay. It's only brought down by the fact the spider's so much of the difficulty that playing from zero can feel like beating your head against the wall because the spider's the first part of the level. One of the only times I've found a spider carried extreme. Next we have Cybernetic Crescent. A bit of a disappointing end to the series, although it's still a very good level, it just doesn't compare to the other two. The length and slowness of the pre-drop just prevent it from reaching the same level of enjoyment as the other two do, because their drops both start so much earlier than this. Some of the parts in the pre-drop just are kind of annoying. As a whole though, I still do like it, and I still think it is an incredible trilogy of levels. Up next is Niwa. While this level has been updated to make the ending not as much of a pain, the ending was a pain when I beat this, and that is what prevents it from being much higher. Because I died right to the end of this level about 5 times, which just made it last so much longer than it needed to. Up next we have Deception Dive. Really stupid level, but I found all the gameplay, even that in the really hard part, to be both fun and, besides 1 or 2 clicks, quite fair. So as a result, I just really enjoyed this level. Next we have Mujige. I don't remember too much specifically about this level, I just remember that I did have a pretty fun time with it. The decoration definitely doesn't hold up now though. Up next is 10th Circle, again a pretty fun level. I do remember getting pretty stuck at the first wave, which did bring it down a bit, but besides that, it was really enjoyable. Up next is Hurricane. While this being slower does turn off some people from the level, I still had a pretty fun time with it. The ending of this level was a bit awkward and strange. Up next we have Firework. While 24 to 100 on this is so enjoyable and fun, unfortunately the first 24% makes this such a pain to play from zero. Only really got consistent in the last few days, and when it did get consistent, to its credit, it was really fun, but before that it was so frustrating and annoying that playing from zero on this was such a pain. Next up is Moment. Very short, fast-paced level, which is rather fun. It definitely could do with taking some of its difficulty out of the wave parts though. Halfway done now, let's start off the second half with Reverence. One of the best flow, easy extreme demons that I've played. That being said, it does suffer from some of the playtesting errors that most flow levels do. Next we have Make It Drop. I do not remember much about this level at all, honestly, other than the fact that I liked it. Next up we have Airtech, Skytech Remake, that unfortunately did keep some of the playtesting issues that Skytech had, although not to the same extent, which does put it up higher. Next up we have Redemption. I like this because it's a Sonic Wave remake that does change a decent amount of the gameplay, in a fun way, while still being a clear Sonic Wave remake. One of the better ones for that reason. Some of the spike hitbox definitely could have done with being better though. Next up we have Our Fountain, really cool slow level that is just really unique and interesting. Because of how easy the first 6% is, playing from zero can become a bit of a pain at times. Next we have Crimson Planet. Honestly surprised I like this as much as I did, but that's because the waves weren't as big a choke points as I believed them to be. What does bring this back is the fixed hitboxes in 2 of the parts. Like, why? Next we have Belengu Vortex, and after that is Bowsher. Both of these are super fun 9 circles levels, I really like them. They both do suffer from a few strange choke points towards the end, which did make it a bit of a pain to play. The only thing that separates Bowsher from Belengu is I like the part of the song used in Bowsher a bit more than I like the part of the song used in Belengu. Next is Sunset Sandstorm. Absolutely butchered by 2.2, which thankfully came out after I beat this. It is a very fun and satisfying level, although the flashbangs are so annoying. I like to be able to see the level and myself, please. Up next we have Kororetta, one of the earlier really short extreme demons, the progenitor of the Retta levels. Even though it's right there, I still think it would be better if the first click wasn't as hard as it is, and the drop waves could do with being a bit easier. Up next is Interstellar Entropy. A really fun level, has been updated since I first played it, which does add some camera effects that I don't particularly like the look of, but that's not what I experienced. I don't know why this took so long to get rated. Next we have Ouroboros. Really classic fun level, although from zero, it does start dragging a tiny bit towards the end. Next we have Cyclone. This is the best of this trilogy in my opinion. It's just so fast paced and so enjoyable. Enough to offset NLEX and some other parts being kind of weird. Up next we have A Bizarre Phantasm. The only Team N2 level I've beaten. I really should beat the other ones. I think this level is just really cool and iconic, despite the fact that it does get a bit boring from zero and the duel towards the end is a bit odd. How iconic it is made playing it just really cool. Speaking of classic levels, next we have Niflheim. While it definitely is dated in some parts, such as how it does transitions with teleport portals, as a whole, its gameplay is just so much fun. And again, so iconic that it's great to play. Next up is Titan Complex. This level is just a masterclass in intensity. No matter how easy you find this level, doing it will make you feel so good at the game. Next we have Visible Ray. While definitely could be better in some playtesting aspects, it's just so much fun to do. And the song as well is just really cool. Next is Conical Depression. Really stupid level, but its stupidity is kind of what makes it fun. While the first few percentage of the wave could definitely do with being easier, I honestly really enjoyed the rest of the level despite how stupid it is. Next up we have Drill Kill. Again, a level that appeals to me because of how skill based it is. The first cube definitely could do with having more going on. Up next is Belloc. Again, really fun sync-based level, but playtesting does bring it down again. Next we have Crowd Control, just a really fun, simple, easy extreme demon. I beat this so fast that I didn't have much time to form a connection with it though, but the gameplay in it is really good. Next we have Electric Forest, the sequel to Kingslayer. This is so much more fun than Kingslayer. Although the drop part again later on does have some strange things, it's just a really fun experience overall. It also does help that I only dropped to 20% about 5 times. Next up is Verdant Landscape. There are 1 or 2 percentages in the drop parts that I don't like, but as a whole, the drop is really fun. It is again brought down by the fact that the first section of the pre-drop is so slow and boring. Next we have Infernal Abyss, again another just stupid level that I found pretty fun. Because I was able to get rather consistent at the choke points in this level, they didn't impact this level for me at all, so I just ended up finding it really fun. Next up we have Solar Flare, really fun 9 circles level. While the wave parts are super fun, the pre-drop ship could definitely do with being a bit easier. Now we enter the top 100, starting with the Croesus. Definitely the good Extreme Demon Acropolis remake. It's just actually really enjoyable and good timing gameplay, unlike how Acropolis was a bit annoying. I like how it expands on the decoration as well. Next we have Cobwebs, a level that I was surprised I liked as much as I did. Everything just gets so consistent and it's so short that you can just throw yourself at the parts that don't get as consistent. Next we have Shiketsu. I do really like this level, although it can get really annoying. While this level can get really annoying from zero because of the difficulty of the first few percent of the drop, I was more consistent at the entire second wave and Sonic Wave Infinity than that first few percentage of the drop. I do just think of this level really fondly still. I do just wish that was nerfed though. Up next is Fragile. Although it's buffed Koa, it works surprisingly, and Shibi Reda, the rest of the level, is also really fun. I don't really know why I like this as much as I do, I just do. Next we have Myocardia. Really unique, interesting level, and rather easy as well, all of which combine to just make a really fun experience. Speaking of uniqueness, next we have I Never Dream. Rather timing based, and because of how good I am at timings, I just found this level super satisfying and really fun from zero. Next up is Helix, the Torsion sequel. Unfortunately, it does lack the polish that makes Torsion as good as it is, but it's still a really fun level, evidenced by it being this high. The wave could do with being a tiny bit easier. Next up is Broken Signal. Super satisfying, super easy, very easy. I think the first extreme I did under 1k attempts that wasn't a remake of something else as well. Next up is Tech Manifestation. Really stupid level, but for some reason, I always just like the stupid levels. The LDM in this level makes it really funny as well. There are definitely choke points that could be ironed out, but I still found it fun. Carrying on the trend of liking stupid levels, next we have Base Cave. Honestly, surprisingly fun. While the fixed hitboxes are definitely stupid, they're easily enough avoidable that it becomes really fun and pretty consistent. Up next is Molten Core. I nearly fluked pretty much this entire level. Unfortunately, I didn't, but it's still a really fun level. Next, we have AT Marble and its remake, A2 Marble. Both of these really fun, great sync based. Unfortunately, again, they are brought down by their playtesting, and AT Marble is slightly worse playtested, so it's just a bit lower, but still, I do really like both of these levels. They are really fun. Up next is Marlboro Reds. Again, just a really easy Extreme Demon, fast-paced, and goes to the song really well. This is definitely more focused towards extreme grinders, I think, but because that is what I am, I had a good time with it. Up next is Niflheim, the Niflheim remake. This just irons out some of the issues that were present in Niflheim to make it just such a fun experience to play from zero. Up next we have Subsonic, the last of the Sonic levels. This is such a good improvement on Hypersonic. It is so much fun, so consistent, and just a good send-off to the series as well. Next is Omega Interface, the last of the Interface trilogy. Really satisfying to pull off, although the wave parts could definitely do with being a bit easier. Next we have Retention. While it definitely does show its age in some parts, the gameplay is still so much fun to do, and it's just such a happy level that I just love playing it. Next up is Biohazard. While it does suffer from the same pre-drop issues as Stalemate Redux, the fact that it's easier just allows you to not have to deal with it for as long, hence I enjoyed it a bit more. I really did like the drop in this level, it felt so cool to do. Next we have Sigma Interface. Just a fun, chill level. There are some choke points throughout that can be a bit annoying, but overall it's just such a relaxing, fun experience. Up next is Sync, and that is where a lot of the fun in this level comes from. While the pre-drop being as hard as it is can be a deterrent and does bring it down a bit, the level is still really, really fun. Up next we have Atomic Cannon Mark II. While my least favourite of the Atomic Cannons, it's still really high up, as you can see. Unfortunately, it just felt quite awkward in some of the ending parts, which just brought it down below the rest of them. As I say, still a fantastic level though. Up next is Fexty. This is how you build an unbalanced level. While the wave in it is very stupid, the level is built around that fact, so it feels fine to play. Up next we have Bet Noir, a level I have played the update for because I am the person who verified the update. While originally I didn't like this, I think now it is a really fun level. Up next we have The Rupture. The fun in this level comes from just how intense it is, and the gameplay as well is really well made. The pre-drop is a bit of a pain, but it doesn't wear on it too much. Next up is Carnage Mode. While a lot of people have found this to be annoying, and I can see why, for me this level is just so much fun. It was one of the first levels I beat right after Zodiac as well, so I will always think of this level highly. Next we have Black Blizzard. Super fun drop part, and while yeah, 2% can be a bit of a pain, it doesn't bring it down for me at all really. It's just such a cool level. I love it. Next is Clown Control. I helped playtest this, so there probably is a bit of bias here, but I just think this is a really fun remake of Crowd Control. It does just what Crowd Control did a bit better in my opinion, so it's a bit higher. It's just super fun to do. Up next we have Bangarang. Of course, another one of my verifications, so I'm going to think quite highly of it. But it's just a really easy, and for me, really fun 9 Circles level. I am a bit surprised it's on this list because I was told that it could well be an Insane Demon based on how fast I verified it. I was inclined to agree, but not complaining it's on here because, again, really cool. Up next is Kappa. Really fun, fast-paced sync level, and it's just super satisfying. I'm sad that not more people have beat this, and that's what I say in my reaction to beating this level. It's just really fun. Next we have Frozen Cave. While the pre-drop and the ending could definitely do with being a bit easier, the whole level is just super fun and satisfying to do. Also definitely helps that I found Flash, one of the parts people say is one of the hardest, to be one of the easiest parts, so for me it was just really consistent as well. Next we have Cognition, one of the most consistent levels I've ever played, and the click patterns that go with it are so much fun as well. Next we have Daydream, and a level that I'm glad I haven't played since it got updated, because for some reason this has been buff dated. The version I played though was just so happy and fun that you couldn't help enjoy playing the level as well. Up next is Plasma Pulse 3. Just the song and the old type of gameplay just make this such an enjoyable experience. It was definitely the favourite of the Plasma Pulses that I've played. Not that I've played Finale, but out of the ones I've played, it's so much fun. Also, I beat this so insanely fast from zero that I'm going to think of it fondly. Next up we have Dream City, probably the least known Necropolis remake, which is a shame because it's so much fun. I really hope more people start playing this. It does go quite heavy on a lot of the memory in it, so be warned. Next is Astrophobia, one of the best easy 9 circles levels for sure. If you need an easy 9 circles level, this should definitely be one of your picks. Next up we have Atomic Cannon Mark III, and I definitely did appreciate the return to the more classic Atomic Cannon gameplay type after Mark II. The wave is definitely way too hard though, and the pre-drop at times did get a bit annoying. The pressure to get First Victor definitely didn't help, but I am glad I did eventually get that. Next up we have True Effect. Again, just super satisfying, so consistent, so much fun. Not to mention the intensity is done so well. Next up we have Rate Demon. I don't know why I enjoy this as much as I do, but I just do, so I just can't help but absolutely love this level. Definitely helps that I only died twice the last ship. Next up we have The Moon Below. Very atmospheric, calm level that is just, as a result, so cool, and I just love looking back at this level. While the dash orb is kind of funny, it's far enough in that it doesn't matter at all, and in fact builds on what the level does so well instead of becoming boring. Up next we have Idolize and the level it remakes, Zafkiel. Both of these are just super fun, great skill tests for pretty much every game mode, although definitely with a slight focus on the wave. As I say, just both classic fun levels. I love these two so much. Up next we have Dump, and I just love how chill and relaxed this level is. It is the most relaxed I've ever felt while playing Extreme Demon. It's just such a good vibe this level creates, and the gameplay is super fun as well. Up next is Firepower. While some people do find the pre-drop a drag, and I can definitely see why, I didn't, and I just love playing this level. All of it is so fun and so satisfying. It is a nice reimagining of the 9 circles style as well. Up next we have Shurima, just an incredible combination of the song, decoration and gameplay to create just a masterpiece of a level. There are a few nitpicks I have here and there, but not enough to bring down the level from being absolutely fantastic. Up next we have Void Wave, such a fun, really long level. The nerves that this builds up is so good, and the gameplay all throughout is really fun. When I was at the ending of this level, because I was fluking it as well, it's one of the most nervous I've ever been playing this game, and as a result I just can't help but love it. Up next we have Factory Realm X. So much of this level is so enjoyable. Unfortunately, a few things in the pre-drop and the ending being as hard as it is do bring it down a bit, but it's such a fun experience. Up next is Dismal Duststorm. Really fun, really easy, just a great timing level. Sync in the ending as well was so fun to pull off. Up next we have Fever Dream, a level that definitely doesn't deserve to be as high as it is, but I just found it so fun, and because of how lucky I got on it as well, I just had such a good experience playing with this. Again, you're gonna feel so good at the game pulling off this level. Up next we have Nightmare Chasm. While not the best as a Titan Complex sequel, as a level and just as an experience, it was so much fun. After I got consistent after learning it, which did take a while, this is very learning, it was so enjoyable to pull off. There were a few minor bugs I'm pretty sure have been fixed since, but they didn't impact my experience at all. I still just loved it. Entering the top 50 now, starting off with Delta Interface. Just such an incredibly fun skill-based level. The drop is so cool to play, and although a lot of people have found the pre-drop boring, I was able to get so consistent with it that I didn't. So for me, it was just fantastic. Next we have Hyper Paracosm, one of the more odd 9 circles levels to be this high, but I just love this level. The ending of this level is one of the best endings for any level that I've played, honestly. It just goes so well, I love it. And the second half of the wave I actually found quite fun. The first half of the wave isn't without its problems, but it doesn't offset just how much fun I find the rest of the level. Up next is Mystic Bounds. Just, this is how you make a long level. Going through everything feels so satisfying to pull off. Doing it all in one is just fantastic. Next up we have Yadagrasu, my favourite of the RGB. It's just so much fun to pull off. I had such a good time with this. Definitely helps that I fluked pretty much most of the second half, but still, so much fun, so satisfying to pull off, and such an iconic level as well. Next we have Aerial Gleam. Super fast-paced, fun, and consistent wave gameplay. Although the 40 wave could definitely do with being a bit easier, it's still a really nice wave level to pull off. Next we have Torsion. Torsion doesn't do anything really new. What it does is just perfect the quote-unquote typical gameplay and decoration into just something that is an absolute joy to play. It is perfected to such a high degree that I can't help but love this level. It's so good. Next is Dreamer. This level is a really easy, just really cool Extreme Demon. It's very unique, and just the vibe it gives off is so cool. Up next is Idolize. This level has some of the fastest burst clicks that I've ever played. That works to its advantage. Playing this level can definitely be challenging, even for me, who has very good CPS, but the gameplay is so good. This is also probably my favourite Creo song, honestly. Now is Napalm. Very easy, sync-based Extreme Demon. Because of how well the drop syncs, it is so satisfying to pull off. Next we have Digital Descent. I just loved playing this. This is great gameplay, and in the last couple of parts as well. I just love what the level does there. It's so much fun, and it works with the song so well. Now is Icotact. Again, a level that probably doesn't deserve to be this high, but this level's just so cool. It's just such a cool and unique level. Definitely helps that I only died to the last wave twice, somehow. Next is Aquatic Aurorus. I just love Aquatic's wave gameplay. It is definitely my favourite of the N level 9 circles levels. Next we have Aftermath, the final of the At the Speed of Light trilogy levels, and is a really great ending. The gameplay, even the harder parts like the wave and the ship, are super fun to pull off. It is brought down by the fact that its deco is literally just cataclysms though. Speaking of which, that is our next level, Cataclysm. I mean, one of the most classic Extreme Demons in the game, and what was my first Extreme. I just love this level. It's so much fun and such an iconic level. Up next is Shukuhuku, one of the more unique retro-ish levels in its decoration, and its gameplay is really fun as well. While the yellow black orb did bug out a few times, this level's super fun. Next we have Blade of Justice. Again, such an iconic Extreme Demon, and just such a well-made one at that too. I'm finding it harder to say anything interesting about these levels because they're all just so good. What can you say about these levels other than they're all just so good? Up next we have Bloodbath, probably the iconic Extreme Demon. I've always really loved Bloodbath's gameplay, it's so much fun. Next we have Promethean. I just loved learning and getting runs in this level so much. It is so satisfying to play. While the ship parts are hard, they're not unfair. There's not a single fixed hitbox or anything throughout this level. While the balancing can be rough for some, which is very understandable, for me it was great. I just loved playing this. Up next is Falcon 16. Lieb really doesn't know how to make a bad level, and it shows in this as well. While there are a few rough transitions, the gameplay is again just so much fun to do. Up next is Sari Never Clear. I don't know why I like this level as much as I do. It's just so much fun. I had so much fun playing it. I don't know why I had as much fun as I did. It was just so much fun and so silly that I just can't help but love it. Up next is The Golden. While the gameplay starts off impossible, it's always so fun and it gets so consistent that it's just so good. Next we have Sonic Wave Infinity. Besides the very rough transition into the first wave and the pretty rough transition into the last wave as well, I just loved playing this level. For me, it just unlocks the potential that is within Sonic Wave and just makes it such a great level to play. It's so much fun. Next we have the original Atomic Cannon, one of the best fast-paced levels there are. The click pans are so satisfying, and that UFO part is one of my favourite parts in any Extreme Demon in the game. Next we have Tuapeka, just a really unique, really cool level. I just loved playing this so much. Really nothing wrong with it, besides maybe the fact that it's slightly too first half heavy. But besides that, it's just great. Up next we have Untitled. Again, fast-paced, satisfying click patterns, and just so much fun. And the song is so fantastic as well. Up next is Furious Flames. Well, this was regarded as the bottom of the Extreme Demons. I had such a fun time playing this that I just absolutely loved it. I really hope that the negative stigma this level has is removed. Next, we have Oblivion. My favourite of the cognition type levels, and for good reason. It's just, all of the times are so tight that you just can't help but feel so good at the game doing it. The click patterns are so much fun as well. Next we have Rust. This level just flows so well with itself, and the gameplay's so much fun as well. Just an absolute joy to play and really well made, besides the one fixed hitbox. Next we have mind control. This just takes the ideas introduced in crowd control and just makes them as good as they can be. This level is so good to play, it's so much fun. I love the jewel at the end of the drop as well. I love just turn your mind off click signatures like that. Next we have Proto Flicker. I just remember playing from the drop on this level, trying to get drop to 100, not because I felt that was a run I needed, but because playing from the drop was just such a joy. This level is just fantastic. I do like the pre-drop as well, although for some people the wave can be really hard. Up next we have Cosmic Cyclone. This was my favourite 9 Circles level for a while, and even though it's not anymore, I can't help but just love this level. The wave is just so good. I love the beginning of the second wave as well, even though that's one of the hardest parts transition-wise. Because I got so lucky and never died to it, I can't help but just look back on it and absolutely love it. Next we have Echo, and the level above it is the one it remakes, Axiom. Just both incredibly fun, great sync, just absolutely fantastic levels. They're just so much fun to play. Next we have Infinite Inversion. The atmosphere this level creates in the pre and post drop is so good. It creates such a feeling of immersion playing from zero that I just can't help but love this level. That's not to say that the wave gameplay isn't fun. The wave gameplay is also fantastic in this level. Next we have Goner. Everything just culminates in this incredible wave part that is such a satisfying thing to pull off. And again, that's not to say that the things before it isn't fun as well, because this whole level is just a great joy to pull off. At 15, we have my favourite Retta level being Wateretta. This level is just, the click patterns are just refined to such an awesome extent that you can't help but just love playing it. I have heard that a few things are made a bit more annoying in 2.2, which is unfortunate, but for me, this level is always going to be just so much fun. At 14, we have my favourite 9 Circles level, the sequel to the previous one mentioned, Axiom Asterism. This level just got more fun when I played from zero. It's just incredible. Infinite Inversion did its best atmosphere in the pre and post drop. This does its best atmosphere in the wave. Again, not to say it's non-existent in those parts, it is. This level, again, just such an absolute fun joy to play. Up next is Falling Up. The consistency that I gained with this level, combined with the good song that is Time Leaper, just made this such an incredibly fun experience for me. While obviously the last jewel is a bit difficult, I didn't mind playing from zero because it just meant I could play everything before it more. Up next is Castling, which is really funny because this is one of the most hated Extreme Demons, but I loved playing this level. And for a similar reason, the song and the insane amount of consistency I gained on this level just made playing from zero so much fun. I died past 90, I think over 20 times, but I just had such a joy playing it that it didn't matter because it meant I could play the rest of the level more. Up next is Bloodlust. I love the changes made to Bloodbath, and the parts they kept the same as well, just so much fun. I loved playing this level. Absolutely iconic Extreme, just fantastic experience entirely. I just love it. And the corridor as well, such a cool part. Starting off the top 10 is Edge of Destiny. Such an incredible looking level and takes Blade of Justice and refines it to such a good extent. I absolutely love this level. The balancing did cause me to get a bit frustrated at times, but it doesn't take away from the fact that this level is so fantastic. At number 9, we have Apocalyptic Trilogy. I mean, I loved all the component levels to this, so it's no surprise that I absolutely loved this too. Buffed so well, there's only 1 or 2 buffs that I don't think are actually good. Doing all 3 of these levels in one is such an incredible experience to pull off. At number 8, we have Knights of Thunder. I think this is the most balanced level in the game. Like, there's nothing that stands out as really harder or easier than anything else. It's so consistent and so fun that just playing this is an absolute joy. At number 7, we have Artificial Ascent. This level holds up so well today. Its gameplay is so fun. I just loved playing this level. It's also the first really hard thing I did after Zodiac, and I look back on that time period so fondly that I'm going to look back on this level really fondly as well. Coming in at number 6, we have Lumina. Lumina takes everything Congregation did and just makes it so good. The decoration is impeccable. I really like the song, unlike Congregation, and the gameplay is such a joy to do. Starting off the top 5, we have Shutdown. Just such good click patterns in this level. It's so much fun. I learned some of this level just from watching the verification streams. And watching those verification streams is what got me out the 1 month break I took during Tartarus and got me back into playing the game because I just wanted to play this level because it looks so much fun. And it is so much fun. Coming in at number 4, we have Spectrum Cyclone. Again, the combination of song, deco, and gameplay just all masterfully made come together to create an absolute joy of a level. The click patterns in the pre-drop are some of the most satisfying that I've ever played. I remember the day I started learning this, I just grinded out from nothing nearly the drop to 100 because I just had so much fun playing this. Coming in at number 3 is Able. This is just such a unique experience and you feel so cool just going through the wave in the drop. Doing that wave in the drop feels so cool that just I can't help it. Absolutely love this level. It's so cool and so unique. Coming in at number 2, this may surprise some people, but number 2 is Spectre. This level is always going to be special to me. The spiritual successor to Zodiac is obviously going to be an important level to me. Getting the opportunity to verify this level is always going to be one of my proudest achievements I will ever have in this game. And the gameplay in this level is so good. And of course, the deco and song also are great. This will always be a special level to me. And that means at number 1, my favorite extreme demon, which is a surprise to me because it wasn't my favorite at the time, but as I look back on it, Wild Rose just keeps getting better and better. I think back on this level and I can't help but just absolutely love it. There is only one single nitpick I have with this level, and that is a fixed hitbox in the first ship. I just absolutely love every single thing in this level. Every single aspect of this level culminate into just a truly incredible experience. And that's it. That is all 250 of my Extreme Demons ranked. Some of them are surprising. Some of them even surprised me as I was making this ranking. I hope that you found this interesting. It definitely felt like I repeated myself a decent amount towards the end, so I hope you all found this interesting. Yeah, with that done, I'm going to say thank you all for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.